Grand Rising. You know it's gonna change. Hey. What's up? My feelings cash. Confident. Love bugs. Yeah. Hey. Let's vibe for a minute. Let's just get full of the feeling. Let's get full of the vibe. You guys know today we are going to be rocking out. We are going to be tapping out some money blocks. Yep. That's what we're going to do today. We are going to tap out some of these money blocks. So, now, if you had a chance, hopefully you have, you've seen the post that I put up for you in regardless to the actual tapping points. Now I know that in the class, in the course, I had you guys doing some tapping and I told you briefly about it, right? And that's only because the course could only be but so long, right? However, being in this community, I really want to make sure that I explain it to you on a much deeper level, and mainly because it's such an effective process that I also need you to incorporate in your day, right? I need you to incorporate it whenever you're feeling certain emotions, certain feelings, having certain thoughts and things like that are actually ushering you away from, what you prefer, what you're choosing and things like that, especially when it comes to your finances, so hold on a second. Get us on over here to this. Right, so what we're going to do is, before I even go into the tapping and all that other wonderful stuff, I believe that you guys should already have your affirmations. I'm waiting to see more people post their affirmations. I need you to take a picture of your work, right? Because see, what you got to understand, guys, is that it's all about sending a signal, all right? It's all about sending a signal out to the universe, which is the power that yields back to us, right? God source energy, right? And when we actually post up our work, and we basically what it's doing is we are showing the efforts that we're putting out there, that we need to make sure that we're doing the right things that vibrate a frequency that displays listen, hello, I'm here, I'm working, I'm available, look, I wrote it, yes, I'm ready, right? Because then what happens is you get a switch that something switches in your brain, right? The moment that you say, listen, I'm here, and how you do that is by responding like you guys have been responding in the comments, posting up your photos of the work that you're doing. Everybody taking a picture with some money. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's $1 bill. I don't care if it's a quarter. Just holding it in your hand and knowing that brings me to mind of an exercise that I'm supposed to do with y'all. Let me write it down before I forget. Hold on. Alright, so I want to make sure I do that because I want to also teach you guys how to energize your money. Like, I got so much stuff that I want to share with you guys, but honestly, you guys gonna have to get into the actual membership, right? We have a few more days, you know, a couple more weeks together, so you want to get the most that you can get out of this community while you are here. You know what I mean? So it's not, you're not gonna be left hanging. Hey, who's there? Mine's up. Let me know. You are in the building, my fearless, cash, confident, love bug. I love you. So yes, so today we're doing our tapping. And so as I was saying, I want you guys to post up your work, right? You know, take a picture of the work that you're doing, because when you take a picture of what you're doing and you post it, you are sending a vibration saying, listen, I'm doing the work. So you actually become like this live wire to the universal force that actually pushes us and forces us to take action in the direction of what we say we're going to do, right? But without us planting the seed in our brain, you know, chances are you're going to procrastinate and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We don't need that. You know, where we at, this course, this whole community is about being fearless, right? It's about saying, like, you know what, regardless of what it look like, I'm fearlessly moving ahead. I am choosing to grow forward, you know, all that other wonderful stuff. All right. So today we're going to be tapping, and I hope that you guys got a chance to review the information, the post that I posted up, so that you can understand what the tapping points are and all of that other wonderful stuff. So let's just go through this, because I know I said that I was gonna go through this. So one thing I don't like to do is lie. I like to keep my word, and if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. All right. So let me turn this down, because I know this is gonna be like literally right under the microphone. So hopefully you guys can hear perfectly. All right. So let me know if you've actually put it in the comments. If you have, if you haven't, it's all right. But if you have gotten a chance to actually take a look at the actual the chart that I gave to you guys, the tapping chart that I gave to you guys, where you can actually see what the tapping points were, right? So I'm going to be explaining to you today, guys, because like I said, we did this in a course, but you probably didn't have a whole lot of information, because I just told you to trust me, right? You trusted me, you felt it, those emotions was coming out. Darlene had a crying spell, right? But that's what this is about, because when you tap it out and when you release those emotions, it is going to make you cry. It is going to help you to release all of that stuff that's been held up and trapped up in your body, that's not allowing you to be free. All right, you deserve to be free. It is your birthright to be free, and you do not need to give anybody an explanation for your choice of freedom. You understand what I'm saying? So we are not limited. You know, we are not limited. We choose to be limited by our frame of mind. At the end of the day, we can tap out the emotions that have been keeping us stuck, to where we alter our frame of mind, which means that if our mindset is altered, so will our actions, so will the way we feel in our heart, so will so many other things on so many different levels are going to fulfill you in a different way when you release what's already there. All right, so let's real quick, I'm going to go ahead and just talk to you guys real quick about the emotional freedom technique, because, you know, I want to go ahead and explain it to you and make sure that you guys have a full understanding. You know, I hope that you guys got a chance to take a look at it or whatever, but I know everybody busy. However, it's all right. I know that this is going to be more effective if I give it to you live, right? I wrote it, but I want to give it to you live, because I understand that, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need that personal touch, that personal feeling, that personal energy to make you get into what it is, right? That you want to see, be, do, have, right? All that other wonderful stuff, all right? So let's go ahead and get into what EFT is. Now, briefly in the course, you learned in the lessons, I explained to you that EFT was the emotional freedom technique, okay? And so I explained to you briefly that how the emotional freedom technique works. So what I'm going to do this morning as we go into the lesson, today we're going to clear out some money blocks, all right? So listen, unapologetically, I'm about to have you guys level up energetically. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said, This particular community, we last for 30 days of me continuously teaching you for additional 30 days, which means that you need to be following the prompts that I gave you. You need to follow the assignments. You need to make sure that you're going through the clearings, that you're going through. Go back to the course and redo that very last video, that visualization video that I gave you. You need that every day. Go click on it and play it when you first wake up. That way you tell your mind what to do. You have to literally train your brain. Guys, I promise you, if you don't retrain your brain, you might see a little bit of change, but it's not gonna be sustainable. It's not gonna stay. All right, and so that's the point that I'm making. This is why the work is so imperative. All right, so let's just go ahead and ride out, and let's talk about how to do EFT, how to do the emotional freedom technique, what it is, how it works, and then I'm going to give you 5 steps to how to do it, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this live, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to we together are going to complete an actual full tapping session with 4 different scripts, which I'll explain to you when we get to it, right? I'm going to explain to you, what a script is, which some of these things you should know because you took the course. I already told you this, but I'm going to reinforce it. That's my job over these 30 days since you guys enrolled in the course is to empower you fully so that after these 30 days are done, that you can continue to go forward. You got the tools that you need. I'm going to keep the group open so you guys can always come back in and watch your lessons and retrain and touch base with everybody. So it's not like it's going to be the end of the world. It's just that, listen, I have the bigger course that's about to drop, the membership and all this other stuff, so I can't stay here because I had to move on to other people who are going to go through the long-term journey with me. All right, so I'm trying to give you guys as much as I could possibly give to you so that you could be impacted, so that you could be fulfilled, that you could be filled to the top, full of it, full of the feeling, and so that you can maximize the benefits from the course. All right, so let's go ahead and tap into this. All right, so emotional freedom technique. So the emotional freedom technique, tapping is a simple yet powerful holistic technique most commonly used for emotional distress and physical pain. All right, so hold on. All right, and physical pain. So This is absolutely good for you regardless to what your issue is. So I don't care if you have emotional distress in your body over certain things that's happening in your family life. Even if you have money issues, obviously, if you have pain in your body, let's say you have back pain, shoulder pain, or whatever, you can actually utilize the emotional freedom technique to alleviate that pain. All right, so this emotional freedom technique, what I'm teaching you guys today, people pay a lot of money for, to actually be taught this. So listen, I want you guys to take heed fully, and I want you to exercise this daily. Whenever crazy things come up in your head, or you notice like a money block, or you notice an emotion that you might be feeling that's probably not serving you, I want you to utilize this technique on a continuous basis, right? The same way how I had you guys doing. Can I let this go? Will I let this go? When will I let this go? I'll let this go now, because that releases the energy around it. So when we're tapping, this is also going to release the energy around it, but you get to release even more energy because you have certain tapping points. We're about to get into it. All right, let's go ahead. All right, so it releases that emotional distress and physical pain. All right, so it's based on the same principles of traditional acupuncture, which I share with you in the course, right? But instead of it being needles that's poking you in certain areas to alleviate the pain, what happens is with EFT, the emotional freedom technique, what it does is it combines a gentle tapping on the key acupuncture points. All right, so those acupuncture points where they would normally stick a needle, we tap on them. All right, and so it works the same way, if even better. You don't have to get needles. You are the needle, like literally your energy, like you're the needle. All right, so as I was saying, so what you're gonna do is you'll be gently tapping on these acupuncture points, but you're gonna be focusing on the thoughts and the issue at hand. All right, So tapping, what it does is it provides relief from a variety of issues which we already discussed, right? And chronic pain, emotional problems, disorders, addictions, phobias. I'm telling you, it's so much. All right, phobias. What else? I want to make sure I didn't forget anything. Phobias. Oh, post-traumatic stress disorder and physical diseases. All right, so it's truly magic at your fingertips. Literally, like I said, you're the needle. All right, you're the needle. All right, so Greg, what is his last name? Gary Craig. He's the founder of the Emotional Freedom Technique, or the creator of the Emotional Freedom Techniques. And he even says himself that if you try it on everything, try the Emotional Freedom Technique on everything, and you will notice a dramatic change in your life. All right, and I've been using the Emotional Freedom Technique. This was taught to me maybe like 2 years ago from coaches that I paid about $10,000 to learn a lot of this stuff from, to help my clients be able to elevate themselves, right? All right, so let's go ahead and move in. All right, so tapping provides relief from those issues. And how does the Emotional Freedom Technique work? All right, so we went through that, right? I was sharing with you guys that EFT, it focuses on the meridian point areas of the body that energy flow through to restore balance to your body's energy. All right, this is energy medicine. You need to know this. All right, you need to know this, because you don't just have one body. You have a mental body, you have an emotional body, you have an energetic body. Like, you have a whole lot of bodies inside this one body, and you need to understand what they are so that you can maximize the benefits of what you have. This is why they say that the what you want is alive in you. Everything you need is alive in you, because you have it. You just don't know how to use it. All right, so that's what I'm here for. All right, so the tapping helps you to access your body's energy. And what it does is it sends signals to parts of the brain that control stress. All right. And stimulating this, the meridian points through tapping. And what this does is it reduces the stress. It reduces the negative emotion that you might feel from your issue, and ultimately restoring you back to balance. Okay, so putting you back into balance in regards to whatever that disrupted energy was. But it's basically, when you tap, you come in to disturb the negative energy. You come in to move that energy out, right? Okay, you want to make sure you got that. All right, so real quick, let's go over how to do EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique, in 5 steps. I'm going to break this down. Then we're going to end this, and I'm going to come back, and then we're going to actually go through the money script to clear our money blocks. But you need to hear this. Do not skip this. Listen, because you need to understand what you're doing. If you don't understand, you know, it's going to work regardless. If you follow me, it's going to work regardless. However, you want to know so that you can have more of an impact, more of a change, more of a transformation. So, because you have the wisdom of how it works, now when Takiyah's not around, you still know what to do and how to get that out of your body so that something greater could come in. It's everything is energy. Everything. All right? So let's go forward. All right? So EFT tapping can be divided into 5 steps. All right? So if you have more than one issue, you can repeat the sequence that I'm about to give to you to address and reduce the pain and the negative energy around whatever it is, or to eliminate the intensity of what it is that you're experiencing, the intensity of what it is that you're feeling. Okay? All right. So our first step in this is, number 1, write it down, grab your journal, or whatever you need to do. All right? So the first thing you're going to do when it comes to tapping is you are going to identify what the issue is. All right? So what's the issue? What's the problem that we need to get rid of? I have this pain in my back. But in this case, you know, I'm struggling a little bit to make ends meet, right? I got some money beliefs that I don't know what's going on that's causing me to be blocked, right? Whatever the issue is, okay? So you want to identify the issue. So listen, all you're going to do here is you're just going to make a mental note of what's bothering you, okay? Don't complicate this, all right? That's going to be your focal point as to, you know, why you're tapping, all right? I need you guys to check out the chart. I don't know if there's a way for me. I don't know if you can do screen share on this thing or whatever. But anyway, listen, okay? So, you're going to be tapping on, you got to make a mental note of what's bothering you, what you want to drop the energy on, right? That's going to be your focus, your focal point while you're tapping. So examples might be, let's say, sore shoulder, right? And I want to give you guys, because I know Darlene is going through some health issues and stuff like that. So we all know your health is your wealth. And so even Naomi is experiencing some health issues. So it's like, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to bridge the gap between the two so I can help you guys heal on both levels. Look, that's what Coach is here for. All right, so listen. All right, so make sure I didn't lose my spot. All right, okay, right. So sore shoulder, that's what we were saying, right? So the sore shoulder, right? Let's say it's your brother embarrassing you at your 9th birthday party. Let's say it's the teacher humiliating you in front of the class. Take a look at the issue. Take a look at, what is it? What's the emotion that you're feeling? So is the emotion embarrassment? Is the emotion humiliation? Is the emotion feeling less than, right? We want to just look for the emotion so that could be your focal point. All right, so looking at what was the story, what was this, what was this little thing that's really bothering me right now. So trying to combine the issues will actually compromise your results. So what we want to do is we want to knock out one thing at a time. So if we're going to do health, we do health in one. If we're going to do money, we do money in one. Don't put them together as you're tapping. Leave them separate as you're tapping. All right. I'm sharing this with you so that when you tap on your own without Takiyah, don't try to include 10,000 things at one time. It's gonna mess up your results. It's gonna slow it down, because here's the thing: you're tapping in too many different things at one time. Get rid of that one emotion first, then move on to the next emotion, then move on to the next emotion, then move on. Got it? All right. All right, so be sure that you're only targeting one issue at a time. All right. All right, so the next thing is to test the initial intensity. All right, test the initial intensity of the emotion that you feel. All right, so whatever that emotion is that you feel, I want you to see, sense, or feel the level of energy that's connected to it. All right, so before you begin tapping, you're going to establish a before level of the issue's intensity by assigning a number to it from a scale of 0 to 10. All right, so where 10 is actually the worst the issue has ever been. Like, I'm talking about, like, you're in excruciating pain, or your finances are on the chokehold dry. Right? All right. All right. So where 10 is the worst that the issue has ever been, and 0 is it's not a problem at all. Right? All right. Cool. So what this does is it's going to serve as a benchmark to you so that you can compare the progress after each tapping round that we do. All right. So for example, if you start at 9, right, and eventually you reach a 4, then you know that you've reached improvement. This is all about us making progress. This is all about us making improvement. All right. Clearing our energy more and more and more. So fine, if you pissed off or you got a negative energy that's like a 9 or a 10, it's cool. We're going to tap it down. And then when you check back in on that particular emotion, you're going to see that you do not feel as heavy about it as you felt about it before you began to tap. All right. So I'm telling you, today's tapping session is going to be phenomenal. I don't suggest anybody skip it or miss it. All right. So, all right. So, all right, so we talked about this being the benchmark so that you can compare the progress of each one of your tapping rounds, right? And so you know that, if you start at 9 and then you get down to a 4, you're getting somewhere, all right? So here are some of the useful methods that's going to help you to access the issues to arrive at your 0 to 10 number, all right? So for emotional issues, what you can do is you can recreate a memory in your mind to access whatever the discomfort is. All right. So for physical elements, what you can do is you simply assess the existing level of discomfort that you're feeling in your body when it comes to that particular pain point. All right. So we dealing with our emotions about money. I'm trying to give y'all 2, but when we start tapping, I'm only going to give you 1. All right. We're going to tap out 1, which is going to be money. All right. So if you have health issues and you want me to give you a tapping script for health, then I will. All right, just let me know. All right, so all right, so let's go to, let me see where we are. All right, let's go to the next point. So the next point is your setup. All right, so the setup is basically the process for you to actually start each round. All right, so each round of tapping, and when we do the money tapping next, is going to be 4 rounds of tapping. So we're going to walk out, guys. We're going to clear this stuff out. All right, I need you guys to come back and tell me what's changing. I need to know, like, yo, my beliefs is changing, my habits are changing. I'm not doing the same things that I used to do anymore. You know what? An opportunity showed up for me, and an additional $100 showed up for me. Oh, this job opportunity showed up for me. This, whatever it is, I need to know your wins so I can know that you're doing the work. Because if you're doing the work, you're experiencing wins. All right. So, the setup is the process that we use to start up each round of tapping. And basically by designing these simple phrases that we're going to use and saying it while continuously tapping, right, at the karate chop. This is the karate chop point, and this is the one that I gave you guys in the course. Because it's so easy to get to. You can tap on both sides. You can tap on one side. I'm going to also, not in this lesson, but I'm going to give you guys some tips that you can use to maximize the energy release, you know. All right. I'm jumping the gun, but it is something I'm going to do for you. All right. So, tapping the karate chop point, that lets your system know what you're trying to address. All right. So when you're designing the phrase, there are 2 goals to achieve. All right. One is acknowledging the issue. And the second thing is accepting yourself despite the problem. All right. I accepted myself. What you guys have been hearing me saying, regardless to anything. What we saying? Even though I feel like I didn't listen to what my mother told me when I was 5. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So we're addressing the issue. We're acknowledging it, because so often what happens is we take it and we suppress it, right? Because we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to face it. We don't want people judging us, so we don't say anything about it, right? And that's it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Right now, you're going to begin to make sure that you are addressing it, so that when you address it, you have an opportunity to release it. All right, let's go. All right, so when we design these phrases, again, 2 goals to achieve: acknowledging the issue and accepting yourself despite the problem. All right, so the common setup phrase is the ones that I gave you in the course, and I'm gonna give it to you again. All right, so here we go. Even though I have whatever that issue is, you unplug that issue in, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right, so for instance, let's just say, I'm just going to give you guys some random things because we're going to do money in a minute. All right, so let's say, for example, this sore shoulder, right? So you're going to tap on your karate chop point. Guys, please take a look at the chart before we do the money thing, because I'm going to be tapping on areas, and if you don't know what's going on, like, just look at it. Look at the damn, the daggone, the picture. Look at the chart. That's telling you what the tapping points are. All right. So this sore shoulder, tap, 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 tap. All right. Even though I have this sore shoulder, or I have these back pains, or I have these stomach pains, these pains in my leg, even though I have this bad headache, even though I have these aching in my feet, even though it feels like my heart is aching, okay, got to face the issue, discover the issue, all right? So, this sore shoulder, this aching back, okay, whatever, all right? This financial block, okay, whatever this financial block is, all right? Got it. All right, so that's the issue. We're going to address the issue. So even though I have some money stories, or I have some, my shoulder is sore, my back is hurting, even though my back is hurting, even though I'm experiencing some financial issues, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right? I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right? All right. So let's just say the next thing is this humiliation that I experienced at my 8th grade graduation, at my 8th grade prom, this experience that I experienced in school when my teacher made fun of me in class and called me names. This experience that I felt when I was bullied in school and people made fun of me, blah, blah, blah. All right. So even though I have this humiliation that I experienced at my 8th grade graduation, whatever, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right, so even though, and it's the same thing like if you got the pain in your back, the pain in your shoulders, whatever it is, right? So you can use some flexibility when you're designing your setup phrase. For example, instead of sore shoulder, you could say, even though my shoulder really hurts, even though my back feels like it's killing me, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I realize that I've been self-sabotaging myself, even though I've been procrastinating with the actions that I know I need to take, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right, so you're going to plug whatever that example is, right? You're going to plug whatever your setup phrase is. Remember, this is your setup phrase. Your setup phrase is, even though I have this issue, or even though I feel discouraged, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay? Got it? All right. So even though I have this fear of heights, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I'm just trying to give you guys examples. You can use this for anything. All right? All right. Oh my God. All right. So the next step is your EFT tapping sequence. All right, so I'm gonna give this to you, and then we off on this one, and then we gonna go into our money script. All right, so we could go ahead and clear these money blocks. All right, so listen. All right, so your emotional freedom technique, aka EFT. All right, your tapping sequence is what we're gonna do next. All right, so your EFT tapping sequence is tapping on the ends of the 9 meridian points at the mirror side of the body, of each side of the body, okay? All right, so tapping on these points stimulates and balances the body's energy and the pathways for that energy to flow through so that we can move it, all right? And sometimes you actually need to stand up or make sure that you're, I know I like to sit comfortably or whatever. I'm just used to being like that, and I have a tendency to cross my legs like by default and stuff like that. But you know, you want your energy to flow. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you're free, open, and available to receive, to allow this energy to come up out of you. Right? All right, cool. All right, so tapping on these points are going to stimulate and balance your body's energetic pathways. All right, so to perform it, what we're going to do is we're going to tap on each of these points that are in the diagram that I gave to you. I'm just going to walk through the diagram with you, but please go take a look at it. All right, go take a look at it when we get off of this, so that when we do the money tapping session after this, like right after this, then you know what it looks like and where you should be tapping at. But I'm going to show you now, but I want you to look at the chart. All right. Y'all see this? See, it's a habit. I have a habit of crossing myself, and I know that I need to keep myself open for this. All right. So I'm going to close for now, because to show you guys the tapping points, I don't need to release at this point. But when we do the money mindset, when we do the money tapping script, free your energy, okay? Everybody just free it all, okay? All right. So let's go. All right. All right, so we're going to tap on the points that are in the diagram that I was shown, that I said I want you guys to check out, while saying that reminder phrase that keeps you tuned into the issue, okay? All right, so here's the points to follow. Basically, by the description, you're going to follow these tapping points as you say whatever the description is. Got it? All right, cool. All right, so here are the tapping points. So your tapping points are the top of your head, okay? Your crown chakra. Clean it, tap it. And even if you just tap on there right now, like, you actually begin to notice, like, it'll start kind of stimulating itself because you're waking up your energy centers. You're waking it up. And if you actually use both hands as you're tapping these things out, you're going to increase the amount of energy that's going to come out of you to make space for what you want. And when we do our tapping scripts, we're going to usher out some stuff and we're going to usher in some stuff. All right? All right. So, top of the head, the top of the eyebrow, okay, side of the eyes, under the eye, under the nose, your chin point, the beginning of your collarbone. Y'all know where that's at, right? We got these two little things right here. All right. So the beginning of your collarbone, and underneath your arm, right? And we know our karate chop point. All right. So that's it. Those are the 9 points. All right. So you want to the reminder phrase that you're going to use is basically simple. You just need to only identify what the issue is. Don't complicate this. Just identify what the issue is, all right? With some brief wording. Don't try to make it real long. Depending on your issue, you know, you might say something to the nature of, like I said before, this sore shoulder, these fears of money, this procrastination, this doubt, this fear of heights, this humiliation that happened at my 8th grade graduation, or at lunchtime, or that my teacher happened in the classroom, what my teacher said, whatever. All right, we're gonna release that. Because somewhere deep down inside, maybe your teacher did say something to you that made you feel like you wasn't good enough. And for a while, you wasn't really exercising what you knew that you could because other people planted a seed in your head that you were different, or you weren't good enough, or you were slow. In all actuality, it wasn't about anybody being slow. Everybody just learned a little bit differently. Or maybe your way of learning was planted differently for you, particularly because that's a part of your path, your calling to help other people who experience certain disorders or dysfunctions in their body that you have. You understand? All right. So the next thing would be to test, excuse me, to test the final intensity. All right. So finally, what you're going to do is you're going to evaluate after level, all right, an after level of the issues of intensity by assigning a number to it on a scale of 0 to 10, all right? So you compare this with the before level and you see how much progress that you've made. Now, if you're not down to the 0, what you're going to do is you're going to keep tapping until you're going to repeat the process until you either achieve 0 plateau at some level, all right? So just keep going down. Even though I feel all this pain, all this hurt, all this sadness, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And then you check in again, all right? And so what level do I feel now? What do I feel now, all right? And so you check in, fill out the level that you feel at that point, and then that's what's going to show you if you're actually releasing it, all right? Which you are. You're going to be releasing it. Trust me when I tell you, it's working. All right. So that's it, guys. That's it on giving you the explanation of the emotional freedom technique. Now let's come back and go ahead and begin to tap out our money blocks. Ready? I am. Woo! Let's go. Deuces. And remember, always stay fearless. You ain't got nothing to fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not even real. So can we let it go? Yes, I can. Can we let this go? Yes, I will. When will we let this go? I'll let it know now. I'll let it go now. All right? All right, guys. Let's go ahead, come back in, and let's get ready to tap out these money blocks.